Good day to everyone out there, and welcome to another episode of the Sean Farrell podcast. I am Sean Farrell. God is great all the time. All the time, God is great. And for those of you who are wondering, yes, it is Michael. Okay. All right. Now, let's get into it. Speaking of Michael, there were people who were saying Kendall Gill was the next Michael Jordan. Okay. Just sit back and think about that for a second. There were people who in 1990 actually said that Kendall Gill was the next MJ. Okay? Did anyone ever think that Kendall Gill would turn out the same way Jordan did? Think about that for a second. They were saying Kendall Gill was the next was the next Michael. Okay? Nah. Mm-mm. That was one of the most ridiculous comparisons I've ever heard. That was one of the most ridiculous comparisons back then. So, anyway, Kendall Gill went to Illinois, and may remember they also had future NBA players Nick Anderson and Kenny Battle on that team. Okay. And so the 88 team that Illinois had Gill, Anderson, Battle, and two more future NBA players, Marcus Liberty and Steve Bardo. By his junior season, he was third on the team in points. He averaged about 15.5 points a game, Kendall Gill did. And in his senior year, 1990, he averaged 20 points a game, okay? And so the Charlotte Hornets had the 5th pick in the draft. And he was taken 5th overall by the Charlotte Hornets. And he came to a team that already had Muggsy, Kelly Chapika, and regrettably, Rex Chapman. So they had some veterans on that team that he was behind. Also had guys like Armand Gilliam on that roster. Had guys like Armand Gilliam. Johnny Newman had just been acquired in free agency from the Knicks in 1990. So he was behind quite a few guys, but he was mainly behind Muggsy Bogues and Rex Chapman. Nonetheless, he played in all 82 games, and he started 37 of them, and he averaged 11 points per game his rookie season, and competed in the 91 dunk contest. Unfortunately, he came in last place, and we all remember the D. Brown and the other dunk where Sean Kemp, put his legs. You remember seeing that slam dunk that Kemp did in the 91 contest where Kemp took off and his legs were like, I don't know how to describe it, but Sean Kemp was just one of the most freakish dunkers I have ever seen in my years watching 90s basketball. One of the most freakish dunkers I've ever seen, okay? I love the way Jordan dunked, but I don't think he dunked quite like Sean Kemp. Sean Kemp was just freaky when he dunked, okay? Nonetheless, so in 1991 draft, the Hornets picked up Larry Johnson, okay? And Kendall Gill averaged 20.5 points per game in 1992. And Charlotte improved again to 31 and 51. And it was 1993 where everything came together with Alonzo Mourning. So you had Bogues, Mourning, Gill, and Johnson. J.R. Reed had been traded to San Antonio a few games into the season because of Alonzo Mourning's presence. So Alonzo Mourning's presence made the Hornets trade J.R. Reed to the Spurs for Sidney Green. Okay, and the Hornets actually traded Rex Chapman the year before to the Washington Bullets. So that opened up for Gill, and everything came together in 93. Charlotte went 44-38, defeated Boston in the first round, lost to the Knicks in 5 games in the second round. And Gill was bickering about his contract. So here's what the Hornets did in the summer of 93. They signed him to a big deal, but they had no intention of keeping him after he signed that big deal. So they traded him to Charlotte for Eddie Johnson. They traded him to Charlotte for Eddie Johnson and Dana Barros. Then, for those of you who are basketball nuts, Charlotte then flipped him to Philadelphia for Hersey Hawkins. Okay. So, he was traded to the Sonics in 93. Averaged about 14 points his first season in Seattle. George Karl and him did not get it along, needless to say. Then again, George Karl really never got along with anybody. Anyway, but he averaged about 14 points his first season in Seattle, and that was the year that NBA history was made when Denver upset the Sonics in the first round. Gill averaged about 15 points a game his second season in Seattle. Then he lost his starting spot to Nate McMillan, who had been there since 1986. So he lost his starting spot to Nate McMillan. And he was seen as a difficult old player, and he was traded back to the Hornets for the 95-96 season. Then the Hornets flipped him midseason to the New Jersey Nets for Kenny Anderson. So he was now in New Jersey. He was in Charlotte for the first half of 96, then closed it out with New Jersey for the second half of 95-96. And had some productive years. We hit the Nets. I would say 98 was the year when New Jersey went 43-39 and got kicked out by the Chicago Bulls in 3 straight. You may remember, I think it was Jordan stole the ball from Harry Kittles. He stole the ball from Harry Kittles in a tight game 1. And Jordan stole the ball, raced back the other way, and Kendall Gill was chasing him. Unfortunately, Jordan dunked in Kendall Gill's grill, and that was the ball game. And Bulls went on to sweep. The 98-99 lockout shortened season, the Nets only went 16-34. And Sam Cassell was on the 98 team that went to the playoffs, okay? It was another 3-way deal in 1999 where Cassell went to the Nets for Marbury. And that trade didn't really never worked out for the Nets. As I said, they only went 16-34. And I remember the day after the trade, the day after the Nets traded for Marbury, I remember they played Miami on national television. It was NBA on NBC. The NBA on NBC. They played the Heat Sunday afternoon. NBA on NBC, and I believe they lost by 35 on national TV to the Miami Heat. And needless to say, the New Jersey Nets were sorry the entire time Kendall Gill was there. They were sorry. They were sorry. They never did anything with Stephon Marbury, who ended up getting traded to the Phoenix Suns for. He went to Phoenix in the Jason Kidd trade. He went to Phoenix in the Jason Kidd trade. So after the Nets, he signed with the Miami Heat, but the Miami Heat were mediocre. Then he signed with the Bulls, and the Bulls were a terrible team around that at a time. And then I believe he closed out his career with the Bucks, who were no good at that time either. But they were actually comparing Kendall Gill to Michael Jordan back in those days. Didn't work out quite well, did it? Didn't work out quite well, did it? I would say no. Okay. So I love NBA basketball cards. I love NBA basketball cards. I collect. I'm a big football card collector as well. And so for some odd, and I just love like error cards. And when I say error cards, this is something that I saw when I was had the Beckett's trading card price catalog or something like that. And I would go in and look at the prices of the cards, and I would notice error cards, okay? That they have error cards, okay? And so I'm like, oh, no. I just don't want the regular cards. I want the error cards too. Yeah, so give you a good example, okay? Give you a good example, okay? This is the error card. This is the error card of Otis Thorpe, okay? It's a picture of Mitchell Wiggins, okay? But this guy in the card is actually Mitchell Wiggins, okay? But they have Otis Thorpe's picture on the back, okay? That's the error card. Okay. This is the real picture of Otis Thorpe, okay? And it's actually Otis Thorpe too. Okay, so that's the error card. This is the corrected card. Yeah. Let me see. Miami, Portland. Let's see. Not too many people may remember a guy by the name of Dyron Nix playing for the Indiana and the Pacers, which is actually a uncorrected error card. Okay, yeah. Let me see. Got a guy like Vlade Divac. He was a rookie in 1990. Let me move on. Let's see. The late great Drazen Petrovic, rookie card, playing for the Portland Trail Blazers. And that's his back right there. Let's see. I discussed the Houston Rockets and Ralph Sampson in the previous video. That's Ralph Sampson playing for the Sacramento Kings right there. And that's his back. right there. That's Ralph in the back. Okay. And who could ever forget the NBA bust, who would later go on to win Most Improved Player of the Year award with the Washington Bullets, but early on he was actually considered a bust. Nervous Purvis. Nervous Purvis, okay? Nervous Purvis. David Robinson. David Robinson's rookie card. D-Rob. Oh yeah, another error card. Okay, another error card. Okay. Okay. This is a picture of Nate McMillan. Okay, this is a picture of Nate McMillan. There's just one problem with that. The back of the card is actually Olden Polynice. It's actually Olden Polynice, but they pass it off as Nate McMillan. Okay. Now, same card, right guy. Let's see. The only guy that has the only guy who has two rookie cards in the same set, Danny Ferrari, who actually played in Italy. Because he didn't want to play for the Clippers. Actually, he was drafted by the Clippers and then traded to the Cavaliers. So, yeah. Oh yeah. Just got through talking about Kendall Gill. Let's see. Rollins, Kenny Smith. That's Kenny the Jet Smith. His first season with the Houston Rockets. Rick Hyde, Money Ball, Bobby Henson, Sparrow, Winnington. Yeah, so you remember, Skybox was the first brand to have like computer generated backgrounds. Yeah, Skybox was the first brand to have computer generated backgrounds. Okay, and it was in 1991, 1992 where Skybox actually had 659 basketball cards in the entire set. Okay, Skybox had 659 basketball cards, which I got sitting right here. Okay, Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Can you believe that Danny Ferrari was actually considered a rising star for the Cleveland Cavaliers? Mm-hmm. How did that turn out? I can hold you too long. And hold up. Let me missing something. There we go. Yeah. All right. So this is the dream team. The dream team. Dream team. Barcelona 92. Charles Barkley, Dream Team. Larry Legend. PJ Carlissimo, who once got choked by a Trailhouse pretty well. Let me stop, man. Let me stop. Coach K. Coach K. Coach Wood Wilkins. And I cannot believe I forgot Coach DeHaley. All right. And I think this is one of the cool things. They have like 3 different cards. It says Barcelona 92. Take a look at the middle row. Take a look at the middle row. I think that's cool right there. I think that's pretty cool. All right. And let's see. Dan Rivers, Jack Haley, Sadale 3. I mentioned Mitchell Wiggins, retired in 1992. He played for the Philadelphia 76ers. There he is, right there. There he is, right there. And that's his photo on the back, right there. And let me see. And I talked about Ralph Sampson a few videos ago. Actually closed his career out with the Washington Bullets, believe it or not. And there's his back photo right there. Yeah, so Skybox had just a monster set of basketball cards. But I would have to go back to NFL Pro Set, who had like 849 cards, which I got as well. So I want to close out. With this, okay? I was watching the episode of NBA Open Court, okay? And they were talking about superstitions that they have, okay? And Steve Smith said he had a superstition where he would touch his tattoo when he was at the free throw line. He also said a superstition, the weirdest one he saw was Harold Miner. He said Harold Miner, everything he did, he touched with his nose. Before we got on the team bus, he touched his nose. Before he shot a free throw, he touched his nose. Okay. And so Shaquille O'Neal had so Shaquille O'Neal was talking about his superstition. Shaq said when he was at the free throw line, if he hit the first free throw, he would try to do the same thing on his second free throw. But if he missed it, he would actually come up with a new superstition. And so Charles Barkley was like, so every time you miss one, you got yourself a new superstition. Then Charles Barkley said, you must have yourself a lot of superstitions. And so then Shaq went like, I make one and I miss one. I make one, I miss one. That's half and half. I make one, I miss one. That's half and half. Cut it out. And so then Barkley went like, okay, first of all, that's 50%. And so, hold on. Okay, so they went to Charles Barkley about his So he went to Charles Barkley about his did Charles Barkley have a superstition? Check out what Charles Barkley had to say that just has me cracking up laughing every time. Shaquille O'Neal is actually talking at the end, but Charles Barkley is about to talk. Check it out.
I missed it, I would have to change it up again. But other than that, I would have to have 4 pieces of gum right before the game, put the gum under the seat. I'd have to wear 2 pair of socks, and I would have to drive the same way every day. And you know what? It does have power over you, because like if I miss one of those things, like I always felt I was going to have a bad game. So every time you miss the free throw, you got a new superstitions. You got a lot of superstitions. First of all, I shot 57%. That means miss one and make one. Cut it out. I wasn't that bad. First of all, that'd be 50%. Whatever. It's in the neighborhood. 0.7 to it, yes. Did you ever do the same thing night in, night out? No, I never. You know, never ate the same thing for pregame meal? No, he never did. First of all, he ate everything. In my heyday, I would get, people talk, people say, what do you eat for a pregame meal? I said, well, 2 fish fillets, a large fry, and a Diet Coke. That's what I had. Or I would go to Kentucky Fried Chicken pregame and get 4 legs, a mashed potato. Lord, I did. Oh, that's 4 legs. 4 legs. Oh, yeah. I love 4 legs. 4 human legs. I did.
Oh, God. This man said he would go to Kentucky Fried Chicken and get 4 legs of mashed potatoes. What made it even funnier is when Reggie Miller went like, good Lord. Whoa. With that being said, this has been throwing it back with Sean Farrell. God bless you all. I'm gone. Peace out. 4 legs.